Today we're going to be talking about lesson 3.1 on parallel lines and transversals. So lines in the same plane that do not intersect are called parallel lines. So if they do not intersect, they do not cross. So parallel lines. Lines that intersect at a right angle are called perpendicular lines. So two lines that intersect at the right angle are called perpendicular, and they essentially form four right angles. A line that intersects two or more lines is called a transversal. When parallel lines are cut by a transversal, several pairs of congruent angles are formed. Now remember, congruent means equal. So the first kind of angles we're going to talk about are corresponding angles. When a transversal intersects parallel lines, corresponding angles are congruent, so they are equal to each other. So you can see that line T is the transversal of line P and line Q. So the top right of both of those parallel lines are congruent. The bottom right of both of those parallel lines are congruent. Then you have the top left of both are the same, and the bottom left of both would also be the same. So here we can use the figure to find the measure of the angle. Explain your reasoning. So here for angle 1, this is both the top right of the transversal. So 63 and angle 1 are congruent. So angle 1 would be 63 degrees because they are corresponding angles. We can now see here that angle 1 and angle 2 form this straight line. We know that straight lines are 180 degrees. So we can say that angle 2 plus angle 1 of 63 is equal to a straight line, or 180. We can then solve this equation to find angle 2. So when we do that, angle 2 turns out to be 117 degrees. Use the figure to find the measures of the numbered angles. So as we look at this one here, we're going to find all of the angles that are the same. So we know by looking at this that if this top right is 59, then angle 5 would also be 59 degrees. We know that angle 59 degrees and angle 2 are vertical. They are formed by intersecting lines that have the same vertex, moving in opposite directions. So angle 2 is 59, which also makes angle 7 59 because angle 2 and angle 7 are corresponding. Now, if we find angle 1 and 59 degrees make 180. So if we subtract here, we can find that angle 1 is 121 degrees. We can mark the corresponding and vertical angles with 121 degrees. When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, four interior angles are formed on the inside of the parallel lines, and four exterior angles are formed on the outside of the parallel lines. So here you can see that angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 are called interior because they're on the inside of those parallel lines. Angles 1, 2, 7, and 8 are exterior because they're on the outside of those parallel lines. Alternate interior and alternate exterior angles. So as we look at these, when a transversal intersects parallel lines, alternate interior angles are congruent and alternate exterior angles are congruent. So we can see here that they have marked those to show us that those angles are congruent to each other. Remember, congruent means equal. So in example 4, the measure of angle 4 is 84 degrees. Find the measures of the angles and explain your reasoning. So if angle 4 is 84, we can subtract 180 minus 84 to get 96 to give us angle 3. So angle 3 is 96 degrees. And that is because it's supplementary with angle 4. Now, we can say angle 5 would be 84 degrees because angle 4 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles. So we're going to write alternate interior angles. You can do some abbreviations here. Alternate interior, the angle sign, make it plural. Again, 96 degrees because it was supplementary with angle 4. Now, angle 6. We can say that angle 6 is going to be 96 degrees because angle 6 and angle 3 are alternate exterior angles. So we know those are congruent. So alternate exterior, because it's on the outside of those parallel lines, with angle 3. All right, so let's take a look at a couple more here. Oh, that actually looks like those are all for today. So remember, alternate exterior and alternate interior are congruent. And we have those corresponding angles, which are also congruent. And the big idea is that congruent means equal.